The more I understood, the more concerned I became, because when I see people being forced to pay for their insurance.
How can the federal government control what health care that we have?
You aren't going to get the same care out of Obamacare as what we are getting today.
Thank you, everybody.
If they can pass health care and mandate that we carry it and penalize us if we don't, I don't know where it's going to end.
That was a clip from the film The Hope and the Change, released more than a year ago, but the group behind it, Citizens United, was fighting against Obamacare well before that film's debut. David Bossie is president of Citizens United and former chief investigator for the House Government Oversight Committee. David, there are reports breaking tonight out of Florida that some 300,000 Florida residents are now getting notices that they have been kicked off of their insurance, with the insurance company saying that it is due to the mandates that have been imposed on it by Obamacare. You have been warning about the dangers of this for some time. Your reaction?
That's right, and some of those people you just showed were from Florida, and they're all Democrats from that film. I might add, that voted for President Obama in 2008. What is going on is exactly what the conservative movement, what the Tea Party movement has been saying for years. The reason that they oppose it was these mandated costs associated with these insurance carriers, and now you're seeing for the first time the results, and that is Florida Blue just now this evening is reporting that they are canceling 80% of their individual insurance policies. 300,000 statewide are going to lose their insurance coverage because of the costs associated with them having to apply Obamacare.
Because the Obamacare mandates that these insurers offer a bare minimum of coverage, which in some cases includes, in all cases, includes maternity leave coverage, for example, and all sorts of things that are expensive. And so there was a fear that they would not do it.
And individuals may not choose to have, because when you're getting insurance, you choose your premium, you choose what type of coverage you want to have and how much you want to be able to spend per month and what your deductible is. And so all of those things play a part of when you're in the marketplace for insurance. And this law, this arbitrary and capricious law, is now just bigfooting over it, and that's why you have these problems.
But now more and more folks are coming out and suggesting maybe this isn't such an unwelcome event for the administration. Maybe this is what they wanted all along. Now, I'm going to play what Rush Limbaugh said, but let me just have the viewers keep this in mind. Somebody was on our air last night, Leslie Marshall, suggesting, why would the government ever want the first bite at government intervention in healthcare to fail as a justification for more government intervention in healthcare? She said it doesn't make sense. With that in mind, however, listen to Rush Limbaugh.
You know, they all want single payer. And Obama has told his union buddies it's going to take 5, 10, maybe 15 years to get there. That the American people wouldn't accept it if it were just legislated on them. But if they end up demanding it out of a mess like this, that's what they're going to do.
Your thoughts?
Well, look, I think both are right. Rush is right that is the underbelly. That's what they really do want on the left. They want the single payer system. However, I do think that if they wanted that over 10 or 15 years, that's possible. But I can tell you, after the first 3 weeks, Americans are standing up saying, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe the delay that Ted Cruz and the conservatives in Congress wanted isn't such a bad idea. And maybe, just maybe, President Obama should have, kind of adopted it as his own idea. He didn't like it when it was their idea. Maybe if President Obama wakes up and decides, in December, we're not ready for this, we have to delay it, maybe he'll go along with it then.
Before I let you go, I know another issue that you've raised about this law that you think is very important is the fraud that we have seen taking place throughout this. And there have been several reports, including in the Washington Post and so on, about how unsecure this portal is and how there's so much mass confusion. There were reports today of thousands of Social Security numbers going to the wrong place and so on. You say that this is a real concern.
Well, I think every American needs to be very concerned because you have criminals, cyber criminals coming out of the woodwork to prey on the sick and the elderly, and that's what's going to happen. They're going to be picking up the phone. I'm from the government. I'm here to help. Give me your bank account information. Give me your Social Security number. And this is going to be rampant across the board. And of course, these navigators have no background checks. Congressman Dennis Ross from Florida just today instituted a bill before Congress to require background checks for all these navigators. I think that is an incredibly good idea. We have them for a lot of less reasons than these navigators. I think it's time to stand up and make a little bit of accountability.
There are reports of people setting up dummy websites. So you try to go on healthcare.gov, but it directs you to someplace else, especially on the state exchanges. They say that they're on it and they're trying to monitor against that. But it is something to keep in mind, to just make sure that, to the best you can, it's not, it's the real deal. It's not one of these fake dummy sites. David Bossie, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, breaking news tonight about when the president knew about the problems